Hello and welcome back to some more runes with Azura here too. Wait, can people even hear you? I think they can hear you now.
Welcome back to Rune Harvest.
I hit the wrong button. Don't mind me. Everything is
Wait,
fine.
did you just knock yourself out by using your watering can on the bed?
I hit the wrong button. I hit the use button instead of the use button. Don't mind me. I'm fine. So today we so we did a bit of a D&D session. It went what it was like, well, it went. We're still in the trying to gather everybody together portion, but we got most of the players. So that's cool. I think, yeah. So yeah, most everyone has characters now, so we have, what, 3 members of the party? I think. Yeah, we have a cat barbarian, a human cleric. Didn't really help them with their character. I hope that they're alright with making the character anyway. And we have and we have a shapeshifter. A dog person bard. That character took a lot of fine-tuning. A lot of fine-tuning. But I think she's satisfied with her character, with how as long as it took. And people seem to be liking the play D&D and Minecraft thing, at least so far, so... Alright, let's water all of our crops. Oh, hey, Keely, what's up? Almost want to actually catch a doggy now, just to name it that. Oh, I'm going way too far away now. So, the session started at about 5. It's now about 10. We just finished, and now I'm doing recording, so this episode, just like the last episode, is probably going to be a bit late. Also, I don't think I have anything planted here.
Why did you try to water the river?
I was trying to fill my watering can from the river.
Silly Claire, you don't need to water the river.
Alright. Town patrol needed. So basically take about an hour to film and to record this episode. Oh, hi, it's you. Hi, what's up? Okay, hi. So what is that? Yeah, take about an hour to record this. And then it has basically about half an hour to upload. So better hope that the episode uploads itself fast, huh? You. And also in recent news, unrelated to D&D stuff, mostly unrelated, I started getting back into VR stuff, and I finally got that flippin' Move thing to work. The Move app that last time I tried to use my VR did not track calories burned the way it's supposed to. It instead did not, period. Which is very annoying. But now, not only will it track calories, it also keeps like a counter either up above or down below whatever you're doing in VR. So you can just like, you know, look up and just see it's like, oh, that many calories. I'm sorry, who have I not talked to yet? Who in all of town have I not yet spoken to?
I mean, you didn't talk to Alicia when she walked past you.
I did talk to her.
You just stood in front of her and let her push you.
No, I talked to her. She mentioned the ghosts again.
Oh.
During the last episode, I talked to most of the people. Oh, apparently Roy. I didn't talk to Roy.
Morning.
Somehow I missed Roy. There are more people to talk to. Why? I know I talked to the girl who runs the bathhouse. Okay.
Good morning.
But talking to everyone is good, anyway. Apparently I missed Herman. I don't know how, but I did. And Max. Wow, I missed a lot of people.
Yep.
I knew I had missed Tanya. That's why I wanted to run into her shop. But anyway, yeah, so... Turns out for casual VR use, 5 calories a minute is the typical burn rate. And I found a VR game. I found a VR roguelike game. And it's like really scary. It's not supposed to be. It just is. Because you know how normally when you play a roguelike, you see a little character there, you can see the entire room. So if there's, say, a bat in the room coming for your character, you see, oh, there's a bat there, then you can go and attack it. My controller's died. In VR, I mean, you're there in first person, but you also have no peripheral vision. So if a bat is coming and you don't happen to hear it coming, it can sometimes they sneak up on you. It'll just be BOOF! And oh, you lost a hit point from an enemy that you could not see or hear coming.
Yeah.
So whenever you go to a new area, you have to scan the whole area. And sometimes you'll take a step and oh, new bat will spawn. It'll come towards you. Blah, 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 donk. And you have 6 hit points. So you can't really just be letting bats come by and hit you. Oh, wait. Didn't want that. Prediction. Hey, she likes us a little bit more. Or she loves us a little bit more.
Morning.
Honestly, at this point, we might be able to marry her by the end of the year. That would be nice. Okay, apparently Alicia has a quest. Let's go and do this. Uh, so yeah, you just get thrown into a dungeon with like a sword in one hand and a dagger you can throw with either hand. And it's like, okay, go. If you manage to live long enough, you get like coins or keys, and you can get like upgrades and stuff. You can also pick up items and either use them right away or store them in your wrists for later. Like you pick it up and put it into your wrist.
Well, that sounds fun.
It's like, oh look, here's a potato. It heals like 1 hit point. Hey Alicia, where's Barrett? So yeah. So I've started playing a bit of that. That's a pretty fun game. Huh. Does she like us anymore for this? Yes! Gosh, at this rate, we'll be able to marry her by the end of spring! Alright, Yue was in one of these places, right? Oh, hi Yue. What up? Right, that's why I didn't do it already. Excuse you! Also, Azura and I have started playing some Rebuild 3 after somewhat enjoying Rebuild 2. I mean, I liked playing it with you until it started to get boring at the end. Rebuild 3 is definitely a step above, isn't it?
Certainly a step, yes.
And you don't even have to be scared of all the zombies.
I mean, I'm not scared of zombies, but
Oh yeah, gosh, also playing that roguelike game. I feel like it needs a little bit of work. I spawned into the map and immediately there was like a boss level enemy. Like in my starting room. It had a homing attack. So it could keep, just keep attacking me every, couple of seconds? Not super fast, but whatever. It had a homing attack, and like a slam attack if I got too close. And it took like, what, 20 or 30 or 40 hits for me to actually kill the thing. I was down to like 1 hit point by the time I was done. So I had to be super careful to not get hit by anything. And then a few rooms later, there was another one! Also, that game introduced a... I don't know what to call it, a trait, an aspect that I really seriously loved. Okay, so you're in a big square room, and there's like a large, like, pillar, like, in the middle of the room. On that pillar, there is an item that you want. But you can't just climb up the pillar to get there. So whatever you're supposed to do. Well, on one of the walls of the room, there's, like, metal posts that you can, like, use to climb up. So you climb up, turn around, grab on, like, the exposed metal on the ceiling, and you, like, monkey bars your way across to get to the pillar, to get to the item. It's like, that's really only something that could be properly implemented in, like, a 3D game. I guess, technically, 2.5D could do it. Technically, but really, it takes all 3 dimensions. It takes all 3 dimensions. I'm gonna go back and buy a bit more ammo feed. Spring special. So, how was your day? How was work and everything? Exhausting?
I'm just glad the day is done.
I hear you with that. Yeah, just think, one more day, and then you'll have another day.
Yes. That is how days work.
Oh, I'm too broke to afford a proper feed. Drat! I can't afford to actually feed my aminals.
No.
I can feed some of them. They can fight over who deserves the food. Actually, am I even out of food? Total feed 0. Yeah, I need some more food. Not time to harvest the chickens, but we can still go around and brush everything. So yeah, playing VR again, that's been nice. Getting that Move app working. I'm caught between wanting to just do like a nice casual let's play of Skyrim VR and like wanting to make it not quite so casual just by putting a bunch of mods in it, but dealing with modding out a game again. Especially since with the VR version you have to like test every mod just to make sure that it works. Most special edition mods work for Skyrim VR, but some specific ones just don't. Yeah, what do you think, sir? Do people seem excited for the D&D game? I sure hope that people are excited for it.
I think so.
Of course, this means I actually have to plan out a D&D campaign.
Indeed.
In D&D. Duh.
Hi there.
Oh, hey, what it? Gosh, I really thought that between two topics I'd really have something to talk about, but I mean, not particularly.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully the person playing the human cleric has played 5e before at least. And I gave her the link info stuff to the SRD to learn all that stuff, so hopefully it won't be so hard to make a character. And everything will be fine there. Oh. Yeah. Gosh, I've been just listening to whatever, a bunch of like D&D horror stories lately, and like, oh, this DM doesn't even like know how to DM and stuff. It's like, isn't that just me? Like, what is my style of DMing? Like, I want all of the player characters to be slightly overpowered. Not like, you know, obsessively obscene, blah, 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 but it's like... It's like, okay, well, it's like, give this character, like, a bunch of attacks in a round, and, like, that's your thing. You attack a whole bunch. Like, this character... Like, give some other character, like, hey, you have, like, amazing AC and also, like, a taunt ability, so you can draw the enemies towards you. It's like everyone has, like, a thing that they can utilize, especially in combat. So everyone can do, like, a great thing. If everyone can work together, then the fights should be pretty easy. But if they don't work together because, say, they're new to the game and don't know how to properly use their stats to the best of their ability, they can still do a pretty decent job. Because I DM for new players, like, a lot. And I want the players to have, like, a memory of, like, oh, hey, remember that time that, like, It's like, yeah. God, so I'm just I'm just remembering some of the experiences of stuff that have happened in my previous campaigns, and because I had a little friend group and we played D&D in person about once a week, maybe. Just, I don't even know how long, like 2 years or something. I remember a few specific moments that, like, really stand out. One in particular, some evil group had managed to find some, like, magic artifact of terror or whatever. And the party's goal was to, you know, steal it from them. And the idea for the campaign was that the party was going to be able to steal it, but then it would be a question of, okay, now what do we do with it? They say, like, okay, cool, we got this thing. We can't trust this to anyone. And it was going to be, you know, something of a Lord of the Rings type campaign where they, you know, bring it over to a place to properly get rid of it. That was the basic idea. However, one of the characters decides that they want to, like, attack this sphere. That's how they're going to, like, get rid of it and, like, take it away from the group. They're going to have, like, the monk basically volleyball this magic dark sphere, volleyball it over to, you know, another member of their group. And I'm like, sure, you can go for that. I was completely prepared for them to just flippin' volleyball this relic. Sure. Goes to attack with, like, some magical monk whatever. Rolls a nat 1. And I have them confirm it. It's like, yep, nat 1 again. And that was a magical monk power. And I have a special crit fumble table for, like, I don't think the second one's in that one, but it was low enough, whatever, for confirmed critical failures. Specifically confirmed critical magical failures. And that attack, of course, was one. So I roll up on the percentage sheet to see what happens, and the target of the attack in question basically just gets shattered in a bunch of pieces and just, like, spread all over the place. So instead of having a campaign where they try to, you know, keep this orb safe from evil and bring it to a place to be destroyed, it's instead a campaign of find all of the pieces before the villains do and destroy all of those. Because of, what? A 1 in about 4,000 chance that the player rolls a nat 1, confirms the miss, and I happen to roll that specific entry on the chart. Where the flip does UA sleep? Does she sleep in the inn? I feel like she would sleep in the inn. So, yeah, that was fun. Of course, as far as the greatest moments, the greatest moments of all time, that wasn't it. Yeah, and I'm sure that all the people that I played the D&D with over the years, I'm sure that all of them would remember this moment, even though it's been about 10 years or so. I was still relatively new to DMing, especially DMing 3.5e. And, you know, running some friends through an adventure. They were all level 2. I think we had a bard, a cleric, and a druid. Specifically the 3 classes from the player's handbook that could all take Cure Light wounds. Two of the 3 could cast it spontaneously. That's important. They're just traveling along one day, and they happen to find, like a covered wagon just sitting on the trail. And they think, it's like, okay, well that's odd. Let's look inside, see if there's anything in there. The front and the sides are all, like, sealed up. Can't really go in there. So they open up the back. And they get shot with an arrow. Because I decided, it's like, okay, well, they had mentioned in the last session that they want to see more, like, traps and stuff. So I built a trap. Once per round, if there's, you know, a character in front of it, it will roll a d20 with no modifier to it as an attack roll to shoot a, I think it's like a 1d6 damage arrow. Like just an automatic crossbow bolt, whatever. However, I don't think my die rolled less than a flippin' 17. Like, it was a +0 to hit. I do not fudge my dice. And it hit every flippin' time. It's just supposed to be a thing, like, they open it up, oh, it misses them, and then they go, it's like, okay, let's just, you know, climb around, oh, if I get hit, actually hit once, whatever, go and take the thing. Hey, here's a bit of experience, and I'll roll up if you get a magic item for it. I'll roll up if you get some loot for that, whatever. You know, no big deal. Just little things like, hey, I can make a trap, what do you think? No, it just would always hit them, and they were too afraid of the contraption to try to, like, rush after it. It took about 3 or 4 hours of real time of them trying all sorts of strategies. The party was, like, completely fresh and ready to fight at the start, and all of them were down to, like, 1 or 2 hit points with all of their spells spent on healing by the time they were done. And they finally managed to get someone in there and just destroy the crossbow. So I figured, it's like, okay. They went through a heckin' lot for this. I am going to give them a magic item. I'm going to roll up a random magic item for them because they deserve it after so many hours and so much frustration and almost getting flippin' TPK'd by an automatic crossbow that I am going to give them a magic item to make up for it. I'm going to roll like a level 1 magic item, and whatever it says to give them, I'm going to give them that, and they deserve it. Sir, I'm not sure if I've told you this story before, but do you want to take a wild flippin' guess as to what that item was? Actually, I think I did tell you the story. Does anyone in the audience want to take a wild flippin' guess as to what that item might have been?
Write your answers in the comments below.
Do.
Alright, reveal it.
Reveal in the next episode, completely forget, never actually reveal it until like a year from now when I tell the story again. Oh, I should deposit these fish. I'm going to do it tomorrow in-game. So after I sleep and wake up and stuff.
So, what was it?
Oh wait, I didn't tell you the story?
I don't think so.
Okay, so um, it was a magical squirrel, squall. You know, the magic writing papers.
Okay, scroll. Yes.
Yeah, it's one of those. Um, with a level 1 spell on it, an arcane spell. I literally, when it down at the moment, I literally had to write it down because I could not talk. After I'd realized that I'd randomly rollen up and given them a scroll of protection from arrows. After the party almost TPK'd to an arrow trap, the universe decided, you deserve this. Oh. Not so funny to you, I guess?
I guess not.
Oh, well that's a shame. It was really funny to all of us at the time. I wrote down in a note, it's like, okay, wait, who has read magic? Really at the bottom, it's like, oh. It's like, I do. It's like, okay. It's like, yeah. Pass it over. He starts laughing uncontrollably. The other two are like, what? Pass it over. The person starts laughing uncontrollably. Last person's just clueless. Pass it over to him. We all laugh for like 5 minutes before anyone can actually say anything. It's like,
You crazy. You crazy.
yeah, I have been tempted to put that trap in, like, in other games in the future and stuff. 'Cause, like, the trap was so, like, bloody easy to bypass. Like, okay, it can only fire in, like, a straight line. Just specifically say, like, hey, I'm going to, like, stay, like, right close to the wall so it doesn't shoot me. It's like, okay. Or, like, oh, I'm going to, you know, break down, like, the side of the covered wagon so it can't reach me. It's like, alright, sure. So it's like, oh, it's like I'm going to, you know, just go in and just rush it, and even if I get hit, I won't care because I'm just going to, you know, go in and rush. It's like, alright. But no, they had all sorts of strategies, and the thing just kept killing them. It's like, I don't think I'm a bad DM for almost TPKing the party to this simple little trap. Like, I feel like that's not my fault that they almost TPK to this. Gosh, could you imagine if they had TPK'd and I rolled up, it's like, okay, what item would you have gotten? Oh god. Ooh. Those could be harvested, finally. Wait, is that a daikon radish? I have to go and basically spend my entire rune bar a few times over. Brushy, brushy. Brushy, brushy. See, go harvest the strawberries, get all that stuff, see if there are any more requests, get a fortune from, what's her name, Akane? Get a fortune from her for the weather, potentially change the weather. See about buying some food for the aminals. Go to the bathhouse. Use fishing rod strats a bit more. And then, yeah, that should be the day. And everything should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yee, yee.
Careful you don't hook one of your pets and start pulling them all over the place like in Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah, specifically 50 runes from that. And then, of course, tomorrow I have another D&D game going on. So, you know how I had said that I was playing as a support character in that one? I was playing as the, intelligent vending machine?
Yeah.
And I was supposed to be, like, support, like, you know, crafting items for the party and all that stuff. Someone decided that they wanted to play support for the support and play a mechanic.
Interesting.
It's like... So they want to specifically, like, help give vending machine more, like, upgrades and supplies and such. It's like... Well, that is bound to be useful, at least. So yeah, we'll do a roll at the start of the session tomorrow to determine how much of my product has been sold off, and then determine, like, because we have like a few days of downtime, determine if I can get my character the upgrade that it needs to be able to craft DC 20 stuff like stim packs by just taking 10. Figure out how many that I can make. And, cause yeah, when you can craft stuff, you can get quite a good discount on items. Wah, wah. No, these are chickens.
Chickens don't quack.
Exactly. Why are you trying to quack Azura?
I'm not.
These aren't quackins, they're chickens. Gosh. Big ol' animal harvest day. Ground floor. So, yeah, whatever. D&D is looking good. The other D&D game is starting to really look like it's going in interesting direction. Yeah, I just wish I could play D&D in VR. That would be fun. I've heard that Minecraft VR is a thing. I wonder if I could just do that. Just load into the D&D session and I'm just there in VR. No big deal or nothing. Gosh, I know I was always like one of those people who'd laugh at like people let's playing VR and like treating it like it's all real and stuff, but especially once you get a little add-on to block out the light coming in from the bottom of the machine, yeah, it does feel very real all of a sudden. Of course, not having peripherals just makes it more terrifying. Yeah, just battle strategies orcs.
Morning.
Alessia, when's your birthday? Alright, sell off this stuff, buy some monster food. And then it's just a matter of water that one This is the selling place. Water that one last area. Give me to buy, let's do this. Yeah, that should get us some food. Alright, let's buy again. And sure, we can buy at least one more. Have some water for your trouble. Stay hydrated, my friend. So now it's just a minute. Oh, and I don't know if I necessarily should be announcing this, but that, was it the distressed squeaking I do whenever anything starts to go wrong? Yeah, apparently that's not for show, that's just actually a natural, habit. That I'm pretty sure I only started after doing constant Let's Plays. So, woohoo, YouTube has, changed me. Being an influencer has changed me. What do you think about that, Azura? I influenced so hard, I influenced myself. Yo.
Perfect.
Yeah, trying to fight some, like, giant Goliath thing in VR that is definitely a lot stronger than me and very, very tough. I'm just there running in circles, squeaking as I keep slashing it with my sword and trying to throw my knife at it over and over again. Like, even at the time, I could just see the subtitles, like, distressed squeaking continues. And, like, I wish I could really record it, but I shouldn't, because watching VR stuff, if you're not, like, in the VR and moving yourself, gives
Mhm.
like is gives a ton of motion sickness. Like, yeah, I get it. It's a lot of motion sickness if you're not actively in the VR and moving for yourself. Just having the visuals change when your body does not. Like, yeah, I used to play Halo, like, a lot. And I never really understood it when people said that just simple walking around gave motion sickness, whatever. I played all sorts of fast-paced games. Watching VR in the first-person stuff, especially when it starts to get crazy, oh gosh, that gives motion sickness. Heck, being in VR has given me motion sickness once. To be fair, that was definitely a time when my movements and my actions did not match up, but it is funny how the brain sees, like, yep, this is a normal movement for the actions you are doing. This is fine. And it's like, huh, this isn't meant to happen. Abort, abort, abort.
You got a 39 centimeter knee. That's a large knee.
Yeah, I'm really used to just having 2.5 centimeter knees.
Well, that was a 42 centimeter one.
Yeah. I'm sure I've told this story before, but screw it, I'll tell it again. There's a VR game that I got ages ago where you play as some sort of like secret agent in a kayak. I'm pretty sure you're in a kayak. And you're strapped with like a whole bunch of like guns and stuff. And you're supposed to stealth your way down a river into the enemy's base. It's like, okay, here's like, you know, a gate and there's like 2 enemies here. They'll spot you if you try to go forward. It's like, okay, but you can like shoot out the lights, then when that one has their back turned, you can like shoot out the power, and then while both of them are distracted, you can quickly go through, and then nobody will hear you go through, and everything will be fine. Stuff. Or you could shoot them, but the people running the mission will say that that was a bad thing to do. Whatevs. So I played through for a bit, had some fun with all of it, and then there was a part where I managed to get myself basically underneath a watchtower, and there's like a trapdoor at the bottom. And if you grab onto the trapdoor, it stops your movement in the water, because, you know, you're holding on to a thing so the river doesn't keep pushing you. That's logical. However, because of how VR works, and how it doesn't quite get such things as drag. VR doesn't get drag, yes. You're able to move yourself through the water just by moving the hand that you have on the handle. Because it moves the whole rest of your... Yeah, it moves the world around you to keep your hand in relatively the same spot, so it'll effectively move the rest of your body instead. So I was able to basically just grab it and just quickly move my hand left and right and just that speed of movement, but for like what looked to be like my whole body moving, my entire environment just shaking like that. I was all like, oh, that was a bad idea. And I had to just stop right there, and I couldn't do VR again for a while. Like, the first time it made me motion sick, and I think the only time. And I went from 0 to I'm about to throw up in about 2 seconds. So yeah, don't do that. Just like for the record. Yeah, VR is in its like really weird early stage. VR is in its PS2 era. If anyone knows what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Where I guess technically it's more PS1 era, where anyone can make games for it, and so there are a few good games, but it's hard to tell exactly what all of the games are because there's no unified place just for the VR games. There are at least 3 separate places to buy VR games from, and only limited knowledge of where is actually good. I should have been fast forwarding this entire time. So what it comes down to is just keep checking them out and hope that your intuition is right on what's a good game. Because, like, I really want a nice game of, like, where I can just do sword and board style fighting. Because, like, that's my thing. Sword and board style? Heck yeah. But it also seems to be relatively uncommon. Hey, Barrett's here. Didn't we, like, just get a fishing level? Yeah. Just barely started level 21 fishing. So that's kind of why I want to do Skyrim VR again. Because, hey, that can do sword and board, except last time I was playing it, I wasn't doing sword and board. I was doing magic and archery. It's really funny how Skyrim VR has, like, a tier system for how difficult the various combat methods are. Because, like, magic is the easiest. You hold your hand out, and it just happens. Sword is a bit tricky, but reasonable once you get the hang of it. Trying to, you know, swing with force, and you actually have to worry about accuracy and distance a little bit. Archery is really annoying in VR. Because, like, if you really think about it, if you want to hold, like, you know, if you want to try to, okay, if you want to try to, like, shoot an arrow, you kind of have to bring your one arm back basically to your face. Except you can't do that in VR. You can't, you know, put your draw hand up next to your face, so you can't draw the bow back properly. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else specifically that I needed to do, or at least I hope that there wasn't. So really, it's just a matter of, well, I sure hope this is fine. Really, I have to, like, pull the bow back, like, gangster style, basically, because that's the only way I can get anything resembling accuracy with it. So yeah, the easiest form of combat, and the most difficult form of combat. Also, just idly walking through, I'm going to make a lot of people angry because I don't remember what the country is called. I want to say Tamriel, but I think that's where Oblivion is. Shoot. Azura, where does Skyrim take place?
When does Skyrim take place?
No, where? What's the country?
Skyrim.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Skyrim is the name of that country.
Wow. I was going to suggest that myself, but I thought that would be stupid to say. I didn't realize that was actually true.
Yeah.
Oblivion is Tamriel, though, right?
Yes.
Or is that the continent?
I don't remember. I think Tamriel might be the continent. I'm not sure, but yeah, like Oblivion is another dimension. So
yeah. Same with the Shivering Isles. I would love to do Oblivion VR, especially notably if I could play the Shivering Isles. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing a Skyrim VR Let's Play again, because a lot of Skyrim gameplay is pretty dull, and I kind of want to get in to be immersed. I don't want to get in and have to, like, maintain entertainment for extended period. So, yeah, I think VR is just a thing that I'm going to be doing on my own, just as, you know, fun little thing. Time for lunch! Mana, it's 4 p.m. Who eats lunch at 4 p.m.? Huh, level 2. Level 3. Yeah, Oblivion always seemed like a game of, like, hey, we can make a game in this 3D software. It's like, we can make a 3D game. It's like, here's all the things that we can do. It's like, strictly speaking, we can technically make this. And then Skyrim is all like, alright, let's actually do something now. So that's what I'm waiting for. It's not Daggerfall, it's S something. Shimmermere? That was supposed to be out like 7 years ago or something ridiculous. And it's always like, oh, within the next 2 years. Which I definitely heard multiple years ago. And it's like, yeah, I understand with the whole, the crunch of, like, making stuff and animation. It's good to give the developers time to make it and whatever. I'm just annoyed by all of the people who keep saying, oh, it's almost out, it's almost here, just a little bit longer, your wait's almost over. And then the game still takes like 5 years to come out, even though they've been promising that it's almost out for the entire time. Like, that happened with BioShock 2, where I had to wait an extra at least 3 or 4 years after when it was originally supposed to come out, because they kept delaying it to improve the graphics of the game. That's the excuse they kept giving. And literally in the flippin' pause menu, there's an option to lower the graphics to make the game run faster. I guess I'm just bitter about the whole, oh, it makes the graphics better, blah 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 argument, because I don't notice good graphics. For one thing, I don't notice good graphics. For another thing, I don't care. Like, Oblivion Productions pasted out, like, the smallest of the smallest, like, the weakest of the weakest, like, game demos. That wasn't even supposed to be a demo. And I had more fun playing around with that than I have had with some games I actually paid money for. And that game doesn't even work. If you try to drink a fruit, it freezes. And I've still had more fun playing that with... like, I played it with you as we woke up and found we had a wife, and we were ecstatic.
Yay, wife.